We're all impatient. We all want it now. We're an instant gratification society. We like to have our needs met immediately. But the thing about it is career management and then actually doing a job every day, it's a marathon and not a sprint. So just keep going and keep learning and build friends and connections along the way that are going to be part of your journey and be part of what you've built in terms of success.
Welcome to Women's $1 Million Conversations with Alice Tang, where we share stories from successful businesswomen who have saved, earned, or sold over $1 million and discuss how they built their success and insights to help you achieve your goals. Now, let's join the conversation.
Good morning. This is Alice Tang in Portland, Oregon, the host of Women's $1 Million Conversation. Today, we are here with my new friend, Kristin Bauer. Kristin Bauer is the Vice President and Senior Treasury Management Consultant of Bank of the Pacific. Welcome, Kristin.
Thank you, Alice. I am so pleased to be here.
Before we dive in this conversation about money, which you and I live in the world of money, we would like to know a little bit about you. Would you share a little bit about you before we dive in?
Certainly. Yeah, I have a lovely family. My family is my reason. Everything I do really is for them. And I've been with Bank of the Pacific now for about 6 months. I've been in banking a little over 16 years here at this point. It's kind of fuzzy. Time creeps up on you. But before that, I actually spent some time working for a couple of municipalities. So I spent some time managing the cash and investment portfolio for the city of Salem, and then subsequently Port of Portland, and then got into banking from there on out with specific focus in treasury management.
Good, Kristin. I met Kristin, if you remind me, because who's counting, at the Risk Management Association Women's event in 2023.
That's right.
So there we hooked up ongoing and built this friendship, and you have came to our event where you were a mentee to the Women's $1 Million Conversation event. And there we chatted, and I remember that you landed your $1 million sale. So that's where we say you probably graduated from mentee out of the blue and you become a mentor. So Our guest has either saved $1 million, accumulated $1 million in net worth, sold $1 million, or made $1 million. Today, the track that Kristin is going to take us is about selling that $1 million or multiple of that $1 million. So tell us about your journey to your first $1 million or the first many million.
Well, that's a good question, Alice. The event that we're talking about is just in the past few months here, I was able to bring in a client account with $5 million in deposit. So I patted myself on the back and thought that was great. Yay! But again, maybe this is just one of those mindset things. I didn't think it counted. And the reason I didn't think it counted was because it wasn't revenue based. So did we make $1 million on that $5 million coming in? No, we didn't. We're in the space of transacting in the millions for sure. That's a me thing. That's kind of one of the ways that I think about things. And I hold myself to that higher standard of what maybe somebody on the outside would think. So again, I didn't think that I qualified, but you told me I did. So wonderful. I'm glad to do it.
Here we are, you're the humble you. I know you're trying to paint a picture. No, I'm not that great, but I did do it. Even this is a recorded podcast. This is a little bit mentoring moment.
Thank you.
Mentoring moment is don't undermine what you have done. You can be humble at the same time and telling the truth. Your story made me cry. I sobbed on the phone when I heard that. And I'm going to do it again now. And the team supporting us behind the scene have seen me in tears all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's about you owning that you have accomplished. Nobody can say anything. It's like I said I'm tall. And Kristin said, how tall are you? You're less than 5 foot. But I think I'm tall. I'm a giant. Mindset.
It is mindset, and it's the glass half full and glass half empty, isn't it? It's looking at yourself as the glass that's half full. And that's hard to do sometimes. It really is. And it's because we want so much to be successful. I want so much to be successful. And so I don't want to have anyone ever tell me that it's not good enough. And that's a hard thing. Maybe I'm harder on myself. I need to be nicer to myself.
Thank you for saying that, because if you look at a wonderful friend, I'm looking at you today, Kristin.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect.
Oh, you're so kind, Alice.
Even if I think it's not, who am I going to say that? I don't live your life. I don't own your life. I don't live through the trouble, the hardship, which we are landing into, what biases and roadblocks you have to hit in order to arrive here. It's not an easy journey.
You're right. And I find that there's a lot of folks out there in the world too that are either colleagues or competitors. And your colleagues, you make them your friends, right? Bring them in close and help support them and support you. And you're in a network together and you find those people that want to be supportive and mutually supportive and help lift each other up. The people that drag you down, oh my goodness, get rid of them, right? And
Stay away.
Get them out of your life. My goodness. They're going to drag you down. Don't do it. And don't allow that to happen. You have to be your own best advocate. And that's something that I live by too, is being your own best advocate and being your own best friend, because you're always there to listen.
That's right. That's right. I've learned from the best salesman in the world, no name mentioned. Treat everybody of value. They're equal, whether they're ironing your clothes, they are somebody who's serving you a plate, or they are the richest person you ever met and they're going to do business with you. They are human.
And we have to keep coming back to that. And that's been a hard thing for me in my career, because I've come along in my career. I've always felt like, the little girl at the table, or, oh, should I speak up or should I not speak up? And then sometimes I overcome that and I get past myself. But I know that it's been one of those things, it's been a challenge for me, is getting out of my own way. And I think I asked you this question before, Alice, when I'm sitting in a group of people who are highly respected, highly intelligent, and I'm hearing their conversation. And they're going back and forth, and I'm there, and I'm thinking, what can I add to this? I don't know what I can add to this. And you gave me a very good piece of advice, which was just input one thing. Just say one thing to add. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but just add one piece of value if you can. So I've used that since we've had that conversation, and it has been helpful. And it has helped me get past my own obstacle of thinking that I'm not enough.
Wow. I will let it sink in for me. It's profound.
Alice, you're very uplifting and very supportive. And again, I am just so glad that we were able to meet, and that even just pieces of simple advice like that, just do one thing or just say one thing, and you are enough. It's someone out there who's successful, you, Alice, successful, and you're telling me that I am enough. And do you know how that hits my heart? That helps me go to the next level. And I really appreciate that. And I wish there were more and more people like you out in our community to do that. And I know that there are. We've met some of them, quite a few, through our shared network and the LEAP community. But I just love that. I love building that network, and I love seeing the fruits of what you've built there too with your colleagues, and building that kind of uplifting community. We need it so much, especially as women, because there's so many elements out there dragging us down on a daily basis. And many of them are inside ourselves. Like I just was talking about, I'm my own worst enemy, right?
So you become your best friend. That's your next
That's
chapter.
It. Make friends with myself.
Homework. We were just talking just now about the legacy. The legacy. If you were to send back the elevator to the next generation woman who look up at Kristin and say, hey, I think her story relates to me, and I think I can do it because of what she said and how she overcome some of her hurdles, whether it's inner or external, what is one piece of advice you would give them?
Have grit and perseverance. Keep going forward. Keep putting one foot in front of the other each day, even when it's difficult. And bring your authentic self to work. Be who you are, because you're your best asset. And everyone has a fire within them, a value to add. And as a young woman in your career, sometimes it's hard to find that. So trying different things and exploring different things, not being afraid to learn and not being afraid to have a moment of, oh, that was a little mistake. Let me figure out how to get myself out of that one, or let me figure out how to improve upon that last choice I made. And life's a long journey. And so not giving up is really important. And even when those internal and external forces get in your way, you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Failure is not an option. That's the thing. It's like Mission Impossible. Failure is not an option here, friends. Yeah, and success is all relative too. There's successes you can have today that could be mini successes. There's successes that you could have tomorrow that could be bigger. And maybe in 5 years, maybe there's your mountain that you reach and you've climbed the mountain, you've overcome it. And then that's your big milestone. Don't be disappointed with the little struggles here and there. Realize that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And we're all impatient. Yeah, we're all impatient. We all want it now. We're an instant gratification society. We like to have our needs met immediately. But the thing about it is career management and then actually doing a job every day, it's a marathon and not a sprint. So just keep going and keep learning and build friends and connections along the way that are going to be part of your journey and be part of what you've built in terms of success. Relationships are success.
We only have today.
That's right.
Think about this. Who knows what happened to me or you after this? It could be
right.
Another 50 years. My grandmother lived until 99.
Oh my. Good genes,
so I'm going to
Alice.
beat her. But my grandpa lived until 41. So what's the...
Oh, okay. That one kind of balances.
Coming back to we only have today. So today I'm sharing a very precious moment with Kristin, you here. Because we never know if any interaction would happen again, because by design or by default, we don't know. It might not be our health. It may not be on us, but maybe a family member who needed us.
Right.
And today we're leaving a legacy. You are leaving legacy. By you admitting that I'm my biggest enemy, and you have the grit and the perseverance to say, even with that, I'm dragging maybe my enemy. I am moving her into my friendship circle. Let's tame her. One foot, one step at a time. And that's all we can promise ourselves.
You're right.
This is not lack of vision of the future. It's because we have the vision, we have the trust that it is going to be okay. That's why we're able to put one foot after the other.
So true. And one thing I learned as a parent, the days are long, but the years are short.
Oh my God.
So true. And when you're in the thick of it as a mother with young kids, and oh my goodness, you're really in some dire straits at times. But you think to yourself, and I remember thinking this, is this ever going to end? And it does. And you move on. And even in a difficult situation, you just have to remember tomorrow will bring something different. And maybe not as different as you'd like it, but over time, the differences will happen. Things will shift.
Two things I remember from the guest who we have interviewed, and you met them both. Pamela Mack, who owns OcuScreen, she said, every moment is sacred, even the darkest day, most challenging time. Think about this. If we're not breathing oxygen, we can't experience the struggle.
That's
and then
it.
Laura Sedano Owens also said that time is the most important currency.
So
and
true.
we add health too. Yeah, we add health too. right? If you don't have time, you don't have health. I don't care how much money you have, how many $1 million you have round up to for the bank or for your company.
Exactly, exactly. And I've discovered that too over the last couple of years. I was pressing myself into areas that were not as successful as I wanted them to be. So I was working really hard to do something to bring in deposits. And kind of the mantra too, it's you have to have different inputs if you want a different result. So if you don't like what's happening, you change what you're doing to get different results. It took me a little while to change what I was doing in order to get different results. And the reason that I had to make that change, it became obvious to me, was my health was declining. It was a challenge. So I have made a pivot and remembered that I have to put my own oxygen mask on first on the airplane, right? Before I can help others. And you also can't help others if you're not breathing yourself. So let me put my own oxygen mask on and once again revisit, what am I doing? Is it successful? Okay, it's not. So make a pivot and do something else. So I did. But part of that pivot was embracing life balance, work life balance, and realizing that I was pulling myself in too many different directions. There wasn't enough me to go around. So we have to prioritize, right? And I had to prioritize me in that process, but also realize that once again, I can't be here for my kids. I can't be here for my family if I'm not here.
Very
Pretty
good
simple,
advice.
but also pretty profound.
Yes, that's right. Because until there is a life and death situation, people keep thinking that they have unlimited time. Later, at the blink of an eye, your kid grow up. At the blink of an eye, I lost my health. At the blink of an eye, I see God no longer with you. Prioritize yourself while you're on earth. I love that advice. Now we ask every guest at the end, what are you grateful for?
Gosh, what am I grateful for today? Oh, everything. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning and opened my eyes, and I'm not a morning person, but I'm grateful that I heard my alarm so that I was able to be here on time. I'm really happy and grateful that a lot of little things lined up. And I know I don't say that enough, but I really am. And I think it's a great thing to make time for gratitude. And right now, again, I'm just reminding myself that I need to do that. I think some wise person out there has said something to the effect of you have to slow down to speed up. I truly believe it,
Oh my God.
but I just have to keep reminding myself to do it. You have to slow down to speed up. And oftentimes we're going a million miles an hour and we're running forward without a game plan and we're just running in the wind. But if you slow down and you make a plan and you move forward with a plan in mind, you're always going to be more effective.
We're so grateful for the conversation today. You are the rock star. Thank you
Oh,
so
thank
much,
you.
Kristin.
Thank you, Alice. You have just been so wonderful. And I just have to thank you really just for being an inspiration and being there for me. Couldn't say thank you enough. You're awesome.
Back at you. Thank you so much.